and today we're speaking to an entrepreneur that's doing just that. His name is Jeff, and his restaurant is Kinjo in Brooklyn, New York City. Hi Jeff, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I wanted to know, where does Kinjo originate from?
Kinjo. The word Kinjo in Japanese means neighborhood or nearby, proximity. The reason I chose the name is the fact that when I came to this particular location in Brooklyn, I get the sense of neighborhood. So business concept that we had and the name of the business had to support each other. So I chose the name Kinjo. It was a perfect fit. I mean, if you walk around this neighborhood, you get the sense of neighborhood. It was very cozy. It was, I don't know, tranquility that I felt, and the beautiful scenery and the buildings, and all these townhouses here. It was so beautiful, especially by the park. I fell in love with it. So I told my partner, I was like, let's name our restaurant Kinjo.
Right.
I think that would be the perfect fit for the restaurant.
Okay. And so what gave you the inspiration to open Kinjo?
When I came here, I didn't know what to expect. I never worked in Brooklyn. Mostly I worked in Long Island, Hamptons area, over Manhattan in the city. So when I came to Brooklyn, I know a lot of chefs came out to Brooklyn to open up new places, and they're doing pretty well. So I was kind of curious to find out what's happening in Brooklyn. So when I came to Brooklyn, rather than having like a lot of negative feelings, actually the neighborhood embraced me. I fell in love with the neighborhood. When I came in for the interview with my partner, or first conversation I had with my partner, after the whole meeting was over, I walked around the neighborhood just to see, am I in the right place? And Barclays Center being there, and I feel like, you know, it's epicenter of the cultural happenings, and then a lot of people you look at the street that are very hip, young. So I get the right vibes. I was like, you know what? I think if open a restaurant here, I think I'm going to do well.
Okay.
So that's the reason I chose this place, to follow my dream.
So your menu says that it's Asian fusion. So is it all Asian fusion specialties, or is there something different about?
Not, okay, even the name says Asian fusion cuisine. If you look at our menu carefully, 60% of our menu is strictly Japanese classical items, such as sushi rolls, nigiri. We have ramen. We have teriyakis because our neighborhood customers ask for such items. So if you look at it, it's not really it's fusion-driven restaurant. We deeply rooted ourselves in the Japanese cuisine, and what we did is I added enough elements or enough surprises for customers to experience when they come in to dine in Kinjo. Some of the fusion items that I created is very familiar flavors that you can relate to. I didn't create something negative or very objective. I created my recipes and menu around the flavors or flavor profile or the dishes that customers are used to. So if you look at my menu, it might be confusing, but if you look at it, the key components there that's going to direct you to the right direction. So it's not really fusion to say. Is classical Japanese food with a different twist, so to speak.
Okay. Good. So do you have any type of specialties that only Kinjo may have here in this area?
Our specialty, I would say, is a drink program.
Okay. Unlike
any other places. At the current moment, we have 45 different bottles of sake in the house. Okay. It's a premium sake. Some of the Japanese restaurants you might encounter in the neighborhood areas, they have the cold sakes and a hot sake, but it comes from the box sake, which is very lower class of sake. I wasn't happy with a particular item, so what I did with my bartender, my bar manager, is to create a program, a sake program where customers can come in and try different sakes and try to tap into or get into what sake is. Sake is, just like wine, is very fascinating drinks to get into. The craftsmanship that goes into it is definitely there. You can taste it as well. They put their effort, year work into this tiny bottle, and when you open it and you taste it, you see what they did in the past year to give you this particular bottle for you to enjoy. So I would say our drink program is different, and it's something that unique that I want neighbor people to get the sense of feeling that, oh, when you go to Kinjo, I'm going to taste delicious sakes and some of the beautiful, wonderful cocktails. Our bar managers use sake into some of his cocktail recipes, and it's quite fabulous. Our sangria is made with pomelo nigori, which is a cloudy sake, a filtered cloudy sake, and it has flavor is on its own, and it's quite unique, and golden ladies love it.
Okay.
And so that's what we're trying to do here. Great program in terms of food and drink, so people can come in here and then enjoy together, not side by side, like
A little bit of
yeah.
yeah.
Can taste a little bit of both and enjoy a little bit of food with the drink, so they can fully enjoy what they're eating or what they're drinking.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank
Sounds
you.
Good. And so where do you see Kinjo in the future?
The way I see Brooklyn is still there's a lot of untapped potentials here, and I think running in the right way and then cater to my customers' need and everything, I think we can become a restaurant where I can pop up in different locations of Brooklyn, because there's so many in part of the Brooklyn that still hasn't developed yet. Or like for instance, whenever I pass by Bushwick, and I think that's going to be the next big town, next big neighborhood besides Fort Greene. So I'm going to build myself or my restaurant entity here, and then give the customers a sense of idea like, oh, what Kinjo is doing. So whenever I open in Bushwick or Bed-Stuy or Park Slope, they can immediately relate to us as being quality product, quality restaurants, and it's one place to be with a wonderful cocktail programs and a sake and Japanese whiskeys and such.
That sounds wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, now you have it, and now you know what it is to do to inspire yourself to follow and chase your dreams. Thank you, Jeff. Well, as you see, those who follow their inspiration and their dreams make things happen. We hope that you do the same. This is Ent TV, and my name is Marcosi.